three. Long shot. Craig able to get a piece of it to sweep it away. 28 seconds. The crowd going insane. Karlamov shooting it into the...
This is from the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 5 through 14. When he looked up and saw a large crowd coming toward him, Jesus said to Philip, "Where are we to buy bread for these people to eat?" He said this to test him, for he himself knew what he was going to do. Philip answered him, 6 months' wages would not buy enough bread for each of them to get a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said to him, "There is a boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish, but what are they among so many people?" Jesus said, "Make the people sit down." Now there was a great deal of grass in the place, so they sat down, about 5,000 in all. Then Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed them to those who were seated, so also the fish, as much as they wanted. When they were sacrificed, he told his disciples, "Gather up the fragments left over, so that nothing may be lost." So they gathered them up, and from the fragments of the 5 barley loaves left by those who had eaten, they filled 12 baskets. When the people saw the sign that he had done, they began to say, "This is indeed the prophet who is come to the world."
Have you ever made a big meal? Maybe around Christmas, Thanksgiving, or even Easter? How many people did you cook for? 5, 10, 20? Did you ever get 5,000 RSVPs? I bet not. There is something special about gathering for a meal. Whether it be pancakes or omelets and bacon for breakfast, or tacos on Tuesday for lunch, a large specialty pizza to share for dinner, or even a fish sandwich in the park with Jesus. When was the last time you had a real sit-down meal with your family? Or when you helped out in the kitchen to feed your family? Jesus calls us together, hungry for more than just the barley loaf and tilapia. We need connection. We need to gather. We need to sit down and be. As our world has been knocked off track, we suddenly find ourselves at home for dinner a lot. There is a Netflix show that I love called The Chef Show, which is about friends coming together, making good food, learning from each other, and having a great time. In its own way, it reminds me of our youth group. We stop to take time for each other. We come from all over. We bring different perspectives. We sit together, we eat, and we always have leftovers. Jesus sets an example before us that no matter how busy we may seem, no matter where we are heading or what we are doing, we can stop and feed the 5,000. The excessive overpouring of food shows us that this is so much more than a meal. We are invited to an experience of what it means to be with Jesus, to be the body of Christ. We are not alone. We will be fed physically and spiritually, and there will always be more than enough food. Thinking about the empty shelves in our stores today, it seems like there are some that don't feel that. We are holding on to the few loaves and fewer fish we have and say this won't be enough. But once again, Jesus the Christ puts trust in him, and he tells us that that is stronger than the fear. You will be fed. Come and sit. Enjoy this meal and share in the presence, the experience that is the holy moments of eating. When we eat, it is the process of food becoming a part of you. As you do this in community, you're doing this in union with others. you are receiving communion, the grace and love of God right at your dining room table. Do this as often as you can in remembrance of Jesus. How will you feed your soul today? Who will you invite to the table?
So may you eat to live. May you live in communion with others. May you invite others to the table. And now, more than ever, know that this is your time to be the miracle. And if nobody has told you, I love you, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next time.